Hi Pisces, welcome to your solar eclipse in Cancer special with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, before we start, I would like to bless my notes and these cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, just quick notes. I call myself a baby astrologer or a neophyte, not because I'm fishing for compliments. Fishing, Pisces, get it? I'm such a dork. Whatever, it works for me. I call myself those things because I've been reading tarot for over half my life. That's something that I do well because I know it. I have been doing astrology for a lot less time than that, and I'm fully aware of what my limits are. So, that's the reason why it's not, you know, for people to say, oh no, you're not a baby astrologer. It's not for any of that. Thank you for all the people that have, but it's not for that reason. Okay, please don't forget to check out the Key to the Eclipses video that I've put up. It's important. It will flesh some of this out and give it a different kind of context that I can't give in these videos. And finally, this is just my unique take and intuitions on the astrology that's taking place. It's not set in stone, it's not concrete. And also, as a side note, although the eclipses are going to be really powerful, they're not the only transits that take place. There's always something else happening in your chart. There's always something else happening in the cosmos. Just keep that in mind. I'm isolating these events to talk about them specifically because I believe they're going to be really powerful. Okay. So, Pisces, my beautiful fish people. This is going to be taking place. The solar eclipse in Cancer is going to be taking place in your 5th house. And your 5th house is all to do with your creativity, it's all to do with joy, it's all to do with pleasure, it's all to do with the inner child. It represents children themselves. It can be gambling, you know, speculative, all kinds of speculative things and fun. So one of the things that I want to say to you is, Pisces, 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 when did it all get so serious? You know, just to bring it down for a minute, I know a lot of you have really been, you know, and it's great to have your nose at the grindstone. It's great to push yourself and all the rest of it. Love that, you know, admirable. I just feel that Pisces has been really serious of late. You know, and it might be, well, I say it might be, it's because you've had a lot of serious things to attend to. I get it, life happens, the real world beckons, you know, and even Pisces especially knows what it is to be like, oh, the real world wants me to do stuff. Like, you know, I know you guys get it, but just, it's time now. Because a solar eclipse is like an initiatory beginning. It's a gift, I think, that the universe gives you that you can unpack over the next 3 to 6 months. That gives you a it gives you a chance to reset something, to redo it. So when it's happening, it's activating your 5th house, you know, through the guise of Cancer as well. It's saying to you, you need to rededicate yourself to all the things that you love, to music, to art, to books, to design, to anything that brings passion into your life, into your bones, that gets you provoked and evoked about and for and in life. You're artsy and creative and you love the mysteries and all of the things that follow and the evocative feelings that all kinds of creative things incite within your soul. That's my trusty notes here. Powerfully, and it may come through the understanding that you have been, allow me to say, wallowing a little bit in the, you know, oh, life's hard, and you know, you've been seeking to run away from the responsibility that's been imposed on you, and it sucks, it really does, but unfortunately it has to be done. And I think you've come to that understanding, you've come to this brand new sort of maturity. You know, your interactions with other people have taken on a maturity. Your understanding of balance and relationships, and you know, and your interconnectedness with other people, because, you know, Pisces is the ultimate interconnector, aside from probably Aquarius and Sagittarius, I would say, but, you know, call me whatever. And Libras, you know. You know, to take away from that, this is happening in your 5th house. This is about creativity, it's about joy, it's about pleasure, it's about excitement and fun. It's about tapping into that inner child within yourself, the part of you that is still youthful, the part of you that's still like, you know, that gets excited and emotive about things. You know, tap back into things that are creative. Find things that emote and evoke passion and life and excitement in you and within your life. This is asking you to refocus, redirect, rededicate yourself to your pleasure, rededicate yourself to your enjoyment of life. You know, the eclipse brings you a gift. It brings you a chance to redo something, to start something, you know, and really start, because it brings you that initiatory change. And sometimes that change, it might be that you have a little crisis point where you think, right, fuck it, that's the last thing that's going to bring me down. I've had enough. Everything's got too serious. Everything has been too hard lately. I'm not having that anymore. You know what? I'm going to knock it on the head, and I'm going to turn it on its head, and I'm going to start to enjoy my life more. That doesn't suggest that you go and do a complete 180 and then just think, fuck it all, you know, throw caution, boxers or knickers, whatever it is that you wear to the wind, and then like, woohoo! You know, do that, but do it in a controlled way. Do that, but don't quit your job. How are you going to eat? Do you know what I mean? It's about doing it through a realistic way and saying, right, enough of the heavy. It's now time for more fun. It's now time for more enjoyment. What can happen with this wonderful initiatory eclipse is that you will make a conscious effort and decision to give yourself over to pleasure and joy, and to find both of those things in the smallest of things and the simplest of ways. Art requires nothing but your admiration. Music requires nothing but your listening. Dance requires nothing but your soul to be tickled by the music. You know, sometimes you don't have to do anything. It's like, you know, when you see a beautiful flower, just admire it for what it is. Don't think, oh, it would be better with this light in, it would be, you know, forget all of that. Don't impose anything on what it is. Just simply let it be and enjoy it and love it for what it is. And if you can do that, you'll start to tap into the innate joy that is already there, just waiting for you to tap back into. You know, when you show a kid a flower, they're like, oh, flower. You know, and it's about tapping into that energy within yourself. It's about going back to that aspect of self that doesn't need anything, you know, that doesn't necessarily need to be excited. It's just excited to be alive. And we can learn a lot from young people in that respect. We really can, because they just live, and they live purely. They don't need anything. They don't look around and see, oh, is somebody judging me? You know, or maybe I can't laugh, maybe I can't skip, maybe I can't jump. So what? Fuck it. I'm 33 years old. If I walk past a puddle, I will jump in that. Look at me, big, overweight, brutish guy. If I stop by a rose, I will stop and I'll take a big whiff of that. That heady scent. Like, wow. You know, if I'm walking down the road and I see bay leaves growing, or lavender, or any type of herb, my other half will tell you I get so stupidly excited about it, because I'm like, and it's got these properties, and you can do this with it, and you can make that with it, and be excited and emotive about life itself. Remember your joy, remember your pleasure. You, my Pisceans, apart from, again, Sagittarius, are the ultimate adventurers. I always tell my stories about my friend Joe that I went to school with. I loved her. She was like a tumbleweed. She could go anywhere and just enjoy and just be. And I'd be like, oh, well, I've got work and I've got this and da 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 da. You know, because that was my experience of life when we were teenagers. And what I learnt from her was just to let go, to just allow things to be as they are, to swim with the tide. Okay, so yeah, the material world must be tended to. Absolutely, life is hard and it needs to be done, but the depths of joy can be reached when we are open to all the beauty and fun and laughter of this world is let in. The door must be opened for us to truly let it in, and that's it. That is it. You know, in order to enjoy yourself, you've got to want to enjoy yourself. You've got to remember that you like to enjoy yourself. Things have been serious, things have been heavy, but it's now time to undo that. It's now time to rededicate yourself to fun and joy and pleasure, you know, and music and art and creativity and books. If you're not into any of those things, do something that you find is creative. I know people that are Pisceans and they're like, oh, I couldn't imagine anything worse than reading a book, or couldn't imagine anything worse than going to a museum or sitting down and painting watercolours. But I love web design. I love playing games and looking at the amazing graphics that somebody's created, or looking at my new, you know, PlayStation or Xbox and, oh, look how lifelike it is, and look at the detail and the focus, and, you know, find it in the way that it is going to emote something in you. Play video games if that's how it works for you. Go to a show. For some of you, go to a sing-along. I promise you, you will have the best time of your life over the next 3 to 6 months. Anything that is spontaneously thrown at you, where somebody says, I want to go to a sing-along, I want to go to a pole dancing class, I want to go, you know, whatever it is that somebody suggests to you that's spontaneous and fun, go. You're going to have so many opportunities for this stuff now, because the eclipses bring you gifts. They bring you opportunities to change the situation that you've been having up until this point. This aspect is trine Jupiter, which can see you willing to go in search of fun and even taking calculated gambles, winning pot luck schemes, even a lotto win. Anything could happen, and that's the beauty. Just remember, you've got to be in it to win it. And, you know, it's cliche, but that's the truth of it. Because the 5th house is, like I said, it's speculative stuff. You know, this could be a lotto win. It could be, oh, you know what, fuck it, let me put a £5 on a horse and I win 300 quid. You know, anything like that. If you feel moved to do it, just do it. If it's fun and it's, you know, like I said, a calculated risk, don't go and say, oh, well, I'm going to bet my £1,500 wage check on, I don't know, Sweden to win the World Cup or whatever. You get my point. You know, calculated risk where you know, okay, if I lose, it's going to be crap, but I've lost nothing and I got a little bit of a thrill. If I win, amazing. And it could end up being a bigger win than you expected. The 5th house, by the texture of Cancer, means that you'll bring more fun into your inner world, making your home life more fun, inviting others in or accepting offers to go to other places with a fierce expectancy of something amazing and adventurous happening. Awesome, you know, like, just be expectant that the best and the most fun and exciting thing is going to happen. And then finally, the 5th house through Cancer asks you to nurture your needs for fun, your needs for excitement, and to strut your stuff. If it doesn't sound like you, then it's probably just what you need. Let's see what the tarot has in store for you. You've got the Cancer card, the Chariot. The Chariot is about fastness, it's about swiftness, it's about victory. It represents the success after a hard ride. It represents, you know, well, exactly that. I'd already said at the beginning, I know things have got really serious and really difficult for you. You're at the end of that now. You're getting a chance to really reset that experience, to really focus on it and transmute it and turn it into something else. And the Chariot says not only can you do it, but you will succeed at doing it. And not only will you succeed at doing it, you'll do it, and you'll do it well, and you will do it fast. The Chariot is a fast card. It's a quick ride that gets you from A to B and has you like, whoa, okay, that was fun. Do chariot-like things. Don't forget Mars is retrograde, so just be careful if any of it, you know, with sharp objects and stuff. Keep an eye out for stuff like that. But yeah, you know, if someone says to you, let's go 4x4 in, or, you know, let's go mountain biking, let's go go-karting, anything. It doesn't have to be music, books and creative dance. That's just me. You know, it can be anything. And sometimes tarot gets really literal. That's why I say, you know, it's a chariot. 4x4 in, go-karting, bike riding, you know, anything of that nature. Horse riding. Doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be in the usual forms of what creativity and fun are accepted as. It can be outside that box as well. Pisces, I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing time. Let me know how this plays out for you. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I would be eternally grateful. Much love, and I will see you very soon.